Most people write blog posts the hard way, researching, drafting, and editing for hours. But here's what the smart creators are doing instead. They're using automated systems that write full posts for them, content that sounds human, ranks on Google, and even gets picked up by ChatGPT. Look at this. It looks really complicated, but that's because it's good. I feed it just my business name and it creates human-like articles without the hours of writing. It adds all the links I need to rank well in SEO and auto-publishes straight to my website. We're going to cover the whole process. So I'm going to show you how this workflow finds article ideas, researches, drafts, and reviews the content, generates images and SEO links for your traffic, and finally publishes everything for you. I've built this inside N8N. You can see that here, but since working inside of this would be an absolute nightmare, I actually use Airtable as the front end UI, and I'm going to walk you through a live example with a brand new domain so you can picture how this is going to work for your own business. And if you stick around to the end, I'll show you where you can access this system. So I bought a new domain called rankautopilot.com, and it's all about ranking on ChatGPT, LLMs, and Google using AI written articles that sound human. So exactly what this system does. And the first thing you see is this dashboard where we're going to start onboarding the Rank Autopilot. So go up here to add a company. We add Rank Autopilot in the box, put in the domain rankautopilot.com. No company linked in yet, so we're going to leave this blank, and we're going to put in some brand guidelines. All of this is forming how we're going to actually write articles on behalf of this brand or this domain. Cinematic realism image style, and we're going to use these two hex codes, and what that's going to do is feed into our images later, and that's an orange tint and a blue that contrasts directly with that. We've got some brand voice guidelines that we've used the community for, so we're going to paste these in here, and this just tells it the style of writing we like to use for this brand, and we're going to hit create. You can see that gives us a page now where we are able to start generating information about our ideal customer profile. So if you've already got a website, you can generate this ideal customer profile at a click of a button, and it will bring things like your product description, the ideal customer profile, the pain points they face, and that will make our article generation more tailored to our audience. You can see also the brand guidelines down here in a separate container too. So we're going to hit generate ICP, and you're going to see this switch to processing, and then in a few moments it's going to populate all of our product description. It's going to go and scrape our website for all of that information. We're also able to fill out the information if our website is brand new like this one, and that gives us a base level to start on. So we're going to now add some competitors, and these are competitors that we want to effectively target for their keywords. So for me, I'm looking for AI blog generators, and I know of a few. So outrank.so is the first, and we're going to put it as a competitor of Rank Autopilot. We'll then submit another response. Rankpill.com. We're going to put in our own brand as a competitor ourselves, so we scrape our own keywords, and then we'll put in one more, surferseo.com, and that's 4 brands we now have to scrape keywords for. And if we go back to the dashboard, you can see we're writing blogs for this brand, rankautopilot.com, and we've got the keyword URLs that we can start getting high-level seed keywords for: Outrank, Rankpill, Rank Autopilot, and Surfer SEO. And this will identify the content that we're already ranking for, or our competitors are already ranking for, to show us opportunities or the low-hanging fruits in the topics that we can go after. So we're going to hit get keywords on all of these, and they're going to switch to processing to show that the automation has started. So if we go to the SEO strategy section, we've now got under our brand Rank Autopilot a ton of keywords to start targeting. Now, these are keywords that we're not going to be able to rank for with a 0 domain authority domain, but what we can filter by is the lowest competition and work out which are the low-hanging fruits for us, but also topically relevant. So AI generated SEO content, we definitely want to get keywords for that, and we'll click as many of these as we want, and it will generate 20 more suggestions for longer tail keywords that are going to be easier to rank for. AI generated content SEO, we'll get keywords for that. SEO tools, which has high volume and low keyword difficulty. AI SEO tools, another one that has fairly low volume but low keyword difficulty there. Now, what that's doing in the background is going and finding long tail relevant keywords from Google's auto suggestions, from relevant topics, from extensions on this key phrase here. And in our long tail keywords, we then have for each seed keyword a series of 19 different longer tail keywords that we can start writing topics about. And this is an indication of what content we're already ranking for, but also the opportunities available for us to actually fill and therefore rank higher. So we'll do the same exercise with these long tail keywords, where we're looking for low keyword difficulty and high volume. So it might be AI content detector, AI generated content SEO, SEO writing AI, and you can see some of these have a higher cost per click. So they're going to be harder to advertise for, but actually we're trying to get organic content in there. So when we've got these long tail keywords, we know that this is an opportunity to write to target that keyword. So for example, for AI content detector, we'd hit get subtopics. And what that's going to do is bring back a series of subtopic suggestions based on what's already ranking that we could then write about. So as an example here, it might be introduction to AI content detectors. So some top level information about content detectors, applications of AI content detectors, benefits of using AI content detectors, limitations and challenges, the role of machine learning. So we can choose a subtopic here or just select our own. So we could say how AI blogs beat AI content detectors. And we'll go to AI SEO tools, have a look down there and choose some high volume, low keyword difficulty opportunities. AI SEO tools for marketing agencies, that has our very high search intent and therefore is quite difficult to rank for, but let's do it anyway. And these are all going to be quite hard to rank for. Drive traffic to website. You can see that the keyword difficulty is high here. How to drive traffic to your website. It's a really broad term, probably not super relevant for us. And we're also not restricted to these long tail keywords. You can pull in your keywords from other services like Ahrefs or SEMrush and have these in the backend data as well. So it can fit in with your strategy that you're already following, because the really powerful bit is coming next. So once we've got those subtopics and it fits that SEO strategy that is going to help us give authority in a topic, we are able to move on to the most powerful section, generating plans, human supervision, and actually then generating full-blown 3,000 word, fully researched, cited articles. So we start off with the article plan. So underneath our brand, we've got all of these that we've generated subtopics for, and the rest just disappear. So we only see the ones that we've progressed to this next stage, and we're able to then generate article plans for each of these. So you can see how already we are targeting 7 keywords, and we can output 7 blog posts or even more than 7 because we've actually got multiple subtopics. So let's start generating some article plans for these, and we can run multiple at a time. And once the plans are ready, they'll disappear from this dashboard and we'll move on to stage 2, which is actually human supervision of those plans. So you can see some starting to disappear now. And if we go to review article plan, we've got these incomplete article plans basically ready for our review. So we can go into any of these. We've got SEO writing AI, the complete guide to automating high ranking content. Great. AI generated content and SEO, 9 best practices to rank on Google in 2024. We'd obviously change that to 2026 now, but you get the gist. AI generated content for SEO, 3 real world case studies that prove it works. All of these are really great topics. And if I click into any of these, we've basically got the next section, which is all about reviewing the article plan. So inside these sections, we have the article plan and the research that's going to support that. The last stage took about 5 minutes to run. You can see that we've got this blog title. This seed keyword is what we're targeting. And now we're starting to actually build out a true plan for an 8-section, 3,350 word article that's informative in style and will contain these semantic keywords written naturally into the content. So AI content writing for SEO, automated article writing for SEO. Oh, and a great one here, EEAT, which is the Google guidelines, and AI content. We're not only targeting this seed keyword, we're also thinking about semantically related topics and building those into the content naturally. So each section is broken down. The content treadmill is broken, why your SEO strategy needs an AI upgrade, and that is the introduction paragraph. And it's built out 3 supporting points for each section that actually then the content writer later on is going to take and build out. So you can see the different sections here. We've got number 2, deconstructing modern SEO writing. It's more than just keywords. The evolution of AI for SEO content. And all of these are like main body paragraphs with an extensive amount of words and multiple supporting points. For example, showcase the automated article writing for SEO process, explaining how AI can draft long form articles that are pre-optimized with correct structure, internal, external links, and relevant entities. So this is perfect for rankautopilot.com. But not only does it build out the plan for you, and that's critical because it actually helps us write long form content, which we'll cover later, but it also asks 10 questions and cites 132 sources, which would take hours to actually go and manually do. What is the average time it takes for a marketing team to produce one long form optimize blog posts manually. The marketing team typically spends 3 to 6 hours manually producing a long form content that are around 2,000 words or more. So we are effectively replacing that process with our AI SEO strategy. And it has all of this supporting detail that we can then reference in our article to make it really valuable, because ultimately we're trying to make valuable human sounding posts that people click on and actually stay on. And we've got a bunch more questions and answers here that's going to make this a super interesting article that you'd actually want to read, not AI slop. But I want to stress the importance of human revision and human supervision here. Most people think you create these AI content systems to completely replace manual work. That is not true. This is like hiring a content writer. It's going to give you the article plan first. You're going to go review and tweak. And the way this is set up is so that you can actually go into these sections and edit them. If I don't want this to be the first section, I can go in and actually make changes there. And this will pass through to the content generation stage. We are providing that human supervision, or your team is providing that human supervision. And I can't stress how powerful it is to have that human in the loop at all stages during this. And that's why it's broken down so meticulously here. But let's say we're happy with the article plan. We're happy with the research that supports it. We can now go ahead and generate that article. That's going to then turn to processing, and it's going to take around 6 to 10 minutes to come back with that. And whilst I'm doing that, I can review the rest of these and then start generating more articles based on that. But they won't be published just yet, because there's some more important things to do, like internally linking and making it more contextually relevant by adding suitable images. So we now have 2 articles that have been generated, and these are in the completed section. So if we go to the review articles and links next, we'll see no images here, but 2 articles ready for review, which means actually these are completely done, yet they don't have internal links and they don't have images yet. So we'll go into the first one, SEO Writing AI, the complete guide to automating high ranking content. So we come in here and we see that we've got 5 key sections that break down an individual article here. So we've got the complete overview, which is the title, the brand we are writing the content for, and the keyword that we're targeting. We've then got the opportunity to generate internal links, but right now this is our first blog. So we need to get some blogs published so that we can actually internally link between those blogs. We can generate images for our blogs and choose those images. We can regenerate them if we don't like them. And that is obviously using AI as well. We can then come in and actually visualize the article. So there's a Google Doc now with the complete article inside here. It's broken down everything, including tables, into a very visual Google Doc. It's got external links built in. It's got the different headers built in at different flows. It includes step diagrams in here, but it's got no images, no internal links. And that's something that's critical for producing a more valuable, more interesting and more engaging article, but also ranking for SEO. And then we can edit the blog content directly down here in that markdown format. Finally, we've got the chance to schedule. So once we've added those internal links and added images inside that we're happy with, we can choose a platform, WordPress or Webflow at the moment, choose a publish date, make it approved, and then automatically will be uploaded to our WordPress or Webflow site. From there, we're able to link to that blog in future blog posts. So let's go ahead and start with the image generation. We're going to click the button here, and what it's going to do is take in all of our blog content and actually come back with a select 3 to 5, depending on the length of the article, images that could be placed into our article, all with a consistent style, and take into account our brand colors that we put in earlier. So we can now see for this blog article, we've got the main image as well as 4 generated images, all in a consistent style. You can obviously change the input prompts to make it more realistic. These look quite AI and generic at the moment, but if you're going for that modern futuristic look, then this could work as well. If you're happy with the images that it's generated, and you can see it's generated 4 with SEO optimized file names as well, we can actually just ignore this selected images field and actually embed those directly in the text. And now it comes up with added to article, and we can see that there's actually these images been added because we can see the links in there. But let's open it up in Markdown Preview. Those images have been evenly spaced in appropriate sections based on the content there. So we've got a fully cited, research and engaging long form content in here with images now. Because we've got no current blog posts up, we're not going to do the internal link suggestions just yet, but what we can do is effectively schedule this to our chosen platform. In this case, it'll be WordPress, and let's get it to publish today and stick it as approved. We can then see in our publishing section that we've now got today a scheduled blog post. And if we want to move that around to different dates, we can. And on that day, it will open up at 9 a.m. or twice a day, or however many times we want it to do, that it's basically going to see that one is ready and publish that with the featured image directly to WordPress. And we can see that it will be marked completed here and say that it was uploaded today. Then once this is added to WordPress, we're able to actually pull it into our published blog posts. So again, this runs once per day and detects any changes in our blog posts. We can do it for WordPress or Webflow. And now that should pull back a record of the one blog post that we've uploaded, which was uploaded today. And we have the WordPress article to open directly here. And we can see that's completely published to WordPress with the images. The images and the text are formatted in a certain way. It's got the citations to external sources, and we've got the complete content, and it even has at the end a call to action for our website. Reading about it is one thing, seeing your website traffic climb every single day without you lifting a finger is another. Ready to finally step off the content treadmill and put your growth on autopilot? Then it's time to see Rank Autopilot in action, which was the website that we were designing this for. So it even has that call to action at the end. We just need to make sure it's got a link in when we're going through that review process. So now that we have a published blog post, it will activate two more workflows. And these are really important for our internal links. The first is that it will be loaded into a vector database so that when we create new articles and we go for linking suggestions, it is actually able to search through the content that we've already published to find relevant links for our new articles. And then for any new article from this point onwards, it's going to look for internal links from previous blogs as well. So not only in that new article that we're creating, a linked between the older articles that are published, but every single older article is always going to be looking for new articles to link to. So when we're past 30 days, for example, and we publish something maybe 60 days ago, it will still suggest to us internal links from the old blog article to our new article. And it's set up to handle all of that. So it's continuous maintenance and internal linking so that we can continue to get indexed on Google. And now that we've got one published, let's go to the second one and we can show you the internal linking suggestions in action. So because we generate each article one at a time and publish that, it gives us the opportunity to internally link between all of our recent articles. We're not going to go and bulk publish 100 articles. We do one a day, for example, and then we're able to generate them every single day so that they're linking between the most recent articles. So we've got this one, Demystifying Google's AI Content Policy, Your Guide to Ranking in the AI Era. We've got the content down here and you can see it's well cited and it's long form content again. Now we're going to hit the Get Suggestions button and it's going to process the internal links and you'll see what those internal links look like. And at the moment, we only have one blog article to link to, but it actually goes through all of the most relevant blog articles. Say you've got 100 in your backlog that are already published on WordPress. It will look through all of those and suggest the most contextually relevant based on sections from our actual content. So they're not just randomly linking, they are semantically relevant concepts that actually link between there. And this is something that you need a human reviewer usually to do because it's such a nuanced process. And you can see when those suggestions come back, we're basically saying that for this example, we've got 4 links that can link back to that specific blog post. And then it gives us a reason. So for example, it's going to put in a link around what is EEAT and how to demonstrate it in your content. Under the anchor text building EEAT, it says this link is placed within the section discussing the importance of it, provides an opportunity for the user to get a deeper foundational understanding of this core SEO concept, enhancing the article's authority. And we know in the other article, it talked more about EEAT and what it was. So it's basically said, let's give it a score out of 100 and let's link it to this blog post. So we've drafted those. We can now add the linking and it does exactly the same that the image generation stage did. And it will come back and edit that and it will give those internal links. And what we can do is just search this term, building EEAT, once the content comes back and has been processed and see if a link has been added to that. But the great part about this also is that you can go in and you can edit these internal link suggestions. You don't need to take this as fact. As long as you keep it in the same format, you can go in and actually change the anchor text or make any other links that you want. It's that human in the loop stage of the process where we can actually choose which links we want to keep and which ones we don't. It's not just completely autonomous because we want to actually review it. And it's come back and it's made those changes, added to article, and we can see that it's actually linked to that blog article building EE80. Then we go ahead, add the images. And once those images have been embedded, we'd again go ahead and schedule that and upload that to WordPress, but we might schedule it for tomorrow so that we're uploading one per day. You can see that we've got a fully cited article with lots of different bits of research, sections, images, our internal links here. And you can see that it's a truly comprehensive article that you might find yourself reading itself. It sounds very human. Chances are you're using AI to help create content for your business. You're not alone. A recent survey showed AI use by small businesses jumped by 55% in 2025. But let's be real. It's pretty confusing out there. One minute you hear AI is the future of SEO. The next you see scary headlines about AI slop crisis and people getting penalized. It leaves you wondering, is using AI generated content going to get my site in trouble? And if we take a section from it and actually put it into something like 0GPT, it says there's a 20% chance this is AI written. So it's an 80% chance that this is actually human written, which is significantly higher than if you were to type something on ChatGPT like, build me a blog about this content topic, in which I guarantee it will come back 100% or 80% AI written. Okay, let's jump into the template now. And I'm going to show you the 5 key features that make this so far beyond any other system you've used that is an AI content writer out there. And we're going to start with the comprehensive research. So in this middle section here, we have this generate article plan. We've given it a prompt to basically generate up to 15 research questions to go and get that comprehensive research log that you saw earlier that actually supports the article and is able to link to those and actually cite real research. Now, if you go and read any human written article, you will see that it's full of citations. And that's because citations link us to other useful information from external sources. We do the exact same here. We are linking to that information because it improves the value that you get when you're reading this article, because we're not just talking from an opinion, we're talking from other credible sources. The second most powerful thing here is the long form content generation. So when we take that article plan and the research, we're able to actually store the context in memory of N8N and write the content section by section. So if you ever give GPT a task to write a 2,000 word article, chances are it will stop around 500 words. And if you're lucky, you might get to 1,000 words. This applies to all LLMs. No matter how good, they will always fall short on this task. So the way we approach this is we split down the content into that plan and actually write section by section. The third thing that sets this apart is the ability to human supervise at every single stage. So we split this set of workflows apart so that you can actually manage and supervise at each stage, much in the same way that you would work with a content writer. You would want to see the content plan, you'd want to see the content written out, and actually you'd make suggestions and edits. We set this up in a way that at each stage you can regenerate images, you can edit the content, you can change the content plan, you can change an internal link, and this will all be fed into the later stages of the process. So it's built in a modular fashion. Now, along similar lines, we can actually generate the images and regenerate them. So we're passing in this separate flow the ability to actually generate a dynamic amount of images. If you've got a 10,000 word essay, then we're going to need more than 3 images. So actually it will generate more. And the content prompt is set up to actually generate multiple images in multiple different styles, and we can come in and make a style that's custom to us rather than relying on external services where we don't like the image styles. And possibly the most powerful part is the internal linking between new articles that are being created. So we will internally link, as you saw, to articles that had already existed. But not only that, we are backwards looking for articles in our repository, and this goes as far back as your blog goes, and we're able to get individual suggestions from older articles of new links that we could put in that link to new articles. We'd add those suggested links to the article, and then it would automatically upload and store a history of all the changes to our WordPress or Webflow blogs. Now, you've seen the process of how we generate human-like, fully researched, internally and externally linked articles, and you might be wondering, how the hell did I build out this system to start with, and where did the inspiration come from? So watch this video next to see exactly where this process started and how you too can build out complex processes like this by just breaking a problem down into its individual steps.